Well, hello. Happy damn evening. Happy damn Thursday night. That's what I'm trying to say. Happy Thursday night, everybody. Welcome to the All About Aviation channel. My name is Greg. I will be your internet pilot extraordinaire tonight. We got a double feature. Live double feature. As you can see, we are doing the new Inabuilds Dornier DO31 or D031 again. We're doing that again. We're gonna do the takeoff again, and we're gonna actually land with the hover feature, and then we're gonna do a full ATR 72 flight, New Zealand Air 5771 that actually just landed very recently, like I think within like the last half an hour or something like that. So welcome one and all to the All About Aviation channel. Please hit that subscribe button and the ding ding ding, hit the like, thumbs up as well. I've been kind of stuck around 450 subscribers for about a week now, and it's killing me. Help me get to 500, please. Please help me get to 500. Let me show you the key bindings for this here. I spent a good amount of time practicing last night into today, so let me show you. So when you get this plane, you can go to Microsoft's webpage and go to the manuals section and download the manual, and inside the manual it suggests how to bind your controller. Like I'm using an Xbox Series X controller, just a regular Xbox controller. I do have a mouse and a keyboard as well. But with the controller, what I did was I typically use what's called SimRate. There's a SimRate controller up here. I just copied it and started a new profile called Dornier. And in here, under Power Management, well, let me show you y'all first. So I took away the rudder control. So typically with your controller, the right and left triggers do the rudder. I'm not too worried about the rudder as I am with yaw, so I changed the yaw, rudder right, rudder left, yaw now. So that's a different setup than typically what you would have. So I did that for me. You don't have to do that. Now the other ones that are suggested, let's go back to throttle. Let's collapse all. Let's go to power management, and let's go to throttle. So this is standard A and B throttle cut. So for throttle 3 increase and decrease, that's the vertical engines. This is what I have set up, and the reason I have it set up like this is so I can still use my left thumb to move the plane, up and down, and still be able to interact with this these engines. The way that they suggest in the manual is to use the right bumper, but use the D-pad. Well, that's going to take my thumb off the control, and that means the plane could go straight up in the air or straight down. So I do have that set like this, so I can still use my left thumb on the controller. I can still use my left thumb on the controller and hold the trigger in and still be able to, operate, with this while I'm still moving the airplane around. And then for throttle 2 and 1, since there's 2 throttles for the main engines, I have them both synced to the same button. So throttle 1 and 2 increases A and decreases B. And it's been easier to control the airplane with it set up like this. Doing the takeoff is pretty simple. The landing is the difficult part. The landing, you really have to learn the balance between regular engines and vertical engines and kind of find this happy medium to where you can continually descend. And we'll go, we'll see it. We'll go over it. So that's what we're going to do first today. So we're sitting here in somewhere in Germany. What's the name of this airport? the same airport we use with the training for the what's the big balloon? The Zeppelin. Yeah, Friedrichshafen. Now I think this is where, if you go and you look at Build's like training video for the Dornier, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I think it's Dornier, but I think this is the airport they use. I was trying to find the oops, let me get out of here. Hang on a second. I was trying to find the museum that they said they had. Why can't I use my mouse now? Oh, hang on a second. My mouse fucked up. Yeah, my mouse doesn't work. Damn it, I gotta exit and go back into this. It worked just fine a minute ago. Oh, there we go. Now it's working. All right. Yeah, I thought there was some Dorniers like over here somewhere. Unless it's over here that they're talking about. And I could be wrong with the airport, but I heard him say Schaffen. So I thought it was this this place here. That actually kind of looks like an airplane here. Look at that building. That building is like an air. Look at that. That is cool as shit. I've never seen an airplane building before. Wow, they got three of them. Wow, that is dope, dude. I have never seen buildings like that before. That is really cool. Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? I've never seen buildings like this before. Have you seen buildings like this? Like actual like airplane buildings. That is cool as shit. But yeah, I thought in the training video that they said that there was Dorniers over here, but I might have been mistaken. I could have sworn he said it was the Friedrichshafen airport like we're at here. So anyways, let's take off. We're going to make a big circle and then come back and do a hover landing. I don't really care if we get on the runway. I just want to get near it. If we get on the runway, that's, you know, that's extra points. But let's go ahead and jump in here. Now, the video I did the other night, I went over how to do a cold and dark start. It's pretty simple to do with the checklist. But let's go ahead and set our frequency for our landing, because we're going to use an ILS to help guide us, but we're not going to do autopilot on in, but we're going to at least have that help us, you know, guide in. So let's set this to 58. This is going to be our course. Let's move our heading to match where we're going on our takeoff. Let's put our flight director on this right here. And let's come up here. Let's flip this button here. And now we can put our frequency in for our nav. It's 111.90. Let's put on our lights. And come up here and let's put on some more lights. All right, now let's spool up the engine. So a couple of things here. When you're landing, especially, these two dials are very important. This is our pitch, and this is our angle, you know, our angle of attack. When we're landing, we want to try to keep it just above 5 when we're kind of coming in. And then this here is the degree of our nozzles, you know, whether they're like straight up or like, you know, still kind of, you know, forward here. This dial right here is, and let's move up our, they're already in the start position. So, okay. Yeah, here's our two throttles here, 1 and 2, like I showed you in the option section. And then we have our vertical thrust here. This is the angle of the vertical engines, but we can't, you know, this is power and these are the angle. We can't adjust these. The co-pilot does that by himself. And we are going to turn on this switch here. That is an assist feature for the vertical takeoff. Now we can see here all the vertical engines are starting to spool up. As long as they're between 700 and 900, we're good. These are the main engines over here. So let's go ahead now, and I'm going to hold in the right bumper and then the right, and then the left bumper. And that's going to spool up the engine so we can start taking off. So you can see this here starting to move, that nozzle, that needle. Push this all the way forward so we can take off. Oh, hang on, let me turn the HUD back on. That way you guys can see the, I turned the HUD off so I could take some pictures for thumbnails. Sorry. Hang on, let me turn the HUD. I like flying with the HUD on, I mean off a lot of times, but I leave it on. That way we can see like what's going on when we're outside the plane and all that, so. And it also comes in handy here as well because it shows the vertical speed. So once this gets up, you know, a couple hundred, we'll then start angling. Hey, what's up, aviation? We'll start angling the main thrusters. All right, so right now we can put the landing gear up. And now I'm going to start pushing A to start turning on the main thrusters. Push forward on the yoke a little bit. Give it a little more juice. And as you can see, our airspeed is starting to come alive. We can start. All right, I got the main thrusters all the way forward. Now let's start turning down the vertical thrusters. So right bumper, left trigger. And we'll see them start to close up. Yep, they're already closed. Put our flaps up. And we're already at about 200 knots here. So let's go ahead and put our autopilot on. And let's click heading mode. We're gonna stop climbing about 5,000 feet. We'll stop. Let's move our pitch down because we're really climbing high. This should put us at about 1,000. So, all right, let's actually just click altitude hold. And let's turn off the landing lights. I mean, we don't have to turn the landing lights off. They're right on the outside of the vertical engines. But let's just turn them off anyways. Now, this particular ILS that we're doing, it doesn't show the distance on our DME, which is trying to get past this thing here. Right here, this is our DME. Doesn't show it, but I'm just going to wait for our vertical indicator just to kind of get halfway up, and then we're going to make a U-turn. Well, greetings, Daniel, Captain Daniel. What's up, man? Welcome to the All About Aviation channel. I've never seen you here before, but welcome, young sir, or old sir, whatever you are. Hit subscribe and hit like. But yeah, I spent a fair amount of time practicing last night and today. Oh, we got to pull our engines back a bit. I didn't realize we were going so fast. I was sitting there talking and reading. I wasn't paying attention. But I did a fair amount of practice with this type of landing we're going to do. It's become a bit easier. It's pretty difficult. It's a good balance. It's a very delicate balancing act between the main engines. You know, between the main engines and the vertical engines. And, yeah. Now, there is an assist feature, you know, we can use as we get closer to the actual runway. But, and InnoBuilds has a really good video kind of explaining how to do it. That's kind of what I watched. And I just kind of, really, I just played with it. I probably did this about 30 times over the last day and a half. Practicing this type of landing. Oh yeah, I'll subscribe and like to you. Yeah, I go live usually around 7:30, 8 o'clock almost every day. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button. No wonder we're slowing down. Yeah. My bad. Let's get up to about 250 knots. But yeah, we're going to do this landing a couple times. And then jump into an ATR and take care of that. I haven't flown an ATR in a while, and I'm kind of jonesing to fly the ATR, so... Alright, so I'm not really sure how far out we are. Now, I've done this landing quite a few times now, so I know just from doing it that I'm at a pretty good distance to start turning around. So I'm going to start turning around here. Let's go ahead and start doing that. Use my keyboard and move our heading. Now we're only about 3,000 feet above ground. Oh, man. Maybe he lost his internet connection. Who knows? It's all good. He'll be back. They always come back. Alright, so let's make this turn now. This makes pretty wide turns. Let's slow down a bit too. The radio altitude dial is right here. I like this one a lot. This shows us what we are above ground, not above sea level, so... He'll be back. Yeah, I've been stuck around 450 subscribers now for like a week now. It's been... I haven't really had anybody... I've had a couple here and there, but, you know, I guess it comes in waves. I got a lot of subscribers over the last month, but... No, they don't. You know what? And I'm like the opposite. I subscribe to everybody, pretty much. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we do pretty good job streaming, you know, but I don't know. I subscribe to pretty much everybody that I watch, and I like pretty much every video. Like, you know, it doesn't mean a whole lot to me to do it. I just do it because I know it helps out the people. So, all right. Let me deactivate the co-pilot. I mean the autopilot, and I'm gonna go ahead and engage the vertical engines. And we'll just put some landing lights on again. Yeah, you know what? I found out, just keep doing it and people will show up, and they subscribe. If they don't, they don't. I try not to put so much emphasis on it. Like, I bring it up a couple of times, you know, each episode, but like, you know. All right, so let's put our landing gear down. And I'm going to slow down a little bit more. Let me put some flaps in. I'm going to slow down a little bit more before I start activating the vertical engines. See, the vertical engines, they're open, but I haven't started activating them yet. We can see that the power thruster's still here, and they haven't changed the angle of the thrusters yet. Hey, you'll get them. I didn't have really any viewers for almost 6 or 7 months when I first started, and then it just kind of started popping. And I just keep at it, man. You're young. It'll happen for you. Oh, yeah, well, take your time. I'm not going any for a while. I'll be doing this for a little bit tonight. Got 2 flights. Thirsty Thursday, 2 flights. All right, it looks like our ILS is going to be lining up here momentarily. Once we get down to about 150 knots. All right, let's start making our turn. Once we get down to about 150 knots, we'll start engaging the vertical engines. Now, I don't know how many miles we're away. I've landed this plane at this airport probably 30 times in the last day and a half, so I'm pretty familiar with it, but I don't know how far out we are at this point. All right, let's go ahead and start engaging our vertical engines. Let's go about 20%. We can see the green here. I think that's about 20%. You can see our ILS info. Oh, I hear you. Yeah, that sucks. Cool, I'll have to check it out. Oh, that's cool. I love police videos. I love interrogations and police videos. All right. So you can see our angle of attack is coming up a little bit. That'll help slow us down. Our vertical bar for the ILS, that's starting to come into play a little bit. Now we're starting to slow down a little bit too much, so I want to give us a little bit of forward, like main throttle. So I'm going to engage the main engines a little bit. I don't want to be going this slow just yet. So I gave us a little bit of forward engines, you know, the regular engines. Kind of get our speed up a little bit. Just a little. Pull it back a little bit. Once we get closer to the water's edge, I want to be about 100 miles an hour, 100 knots, whatever it is. But yeah, it's a balancing act, almost like a helicopter, where helicopters you have to worry about the collective and, you know, throttle and the yoke and all that. Here, it's really just a balancing act between yaw, pitch, speed, speed, and balancing the two engines. Cool. Yeah, I'll check it out, man. Thank you. All right, our airport's kind of right in front of us. Let me pull up a little bit so we can get our angle of attack up a little bit, and let me slow the main engines down a little bit. So even though we're pitching up and our angle of attack is up and our vertical speed goes up a little bit, it will start dropping us in speed. So yeah, I see it. Thank you. All right, we're about 100 knots. Still a little low for the ILS. I'm not too worried about the ILS, you know, because we're not doing an ILS landing. I'm just kind of using that as reference. Okay, yeah, well, take your time. Make sure you use soap, young man. Make sure you use soap and hot water. All right, so we got about 100 miles an hour. I mean, 100 knots. Still a little low. Let's give a little more vertical thruster. Still slowing down. Still slowing down. All right, we can, and I've been pulling back on the yoke the whole time. That's why our angle of attack was getting there. You know, now I'm just letting it go a little more forward so we can start descending a little bit more in line with the ILS, you know, glide slope. Let's give a little more vertical thrust, a little less main thruster. All right, that click you just heard was the main thrusters going to idle. Let's give a little less forward thruster. I mean, a little less vertical thruster. Pull back on the yoke. And usually, oh, let's put our rest of our flaps down. And right around here, I'm going to activate the landing assist. So that's this button right here. That just helps us with a little bit of yaw and a little bit of yaw. All right, we are coming in, pulling back. The angle of attack is fine because we're having less wind resistance on our wings. A little more vertical thrust. A little more vertical thrust. Pull back on the yoke. A little more vertical thrust. Pull back on the yoke. Let's engage our parking brake. Oh, it was already engaged. Never mind. Now, I'm still getting used to this, so, I mean, that was a little bit rough and a little bit early, but that's kind of the overall principle, right? So let's go ahead and do this one more time. Let's go ahead and do this one more time, and then we'll jump into the ATR. So let's restart. I like doing this at this airport. You know, I like it. I like this airport a lot for this. For some reason. I mean, there's a lot of airports you could choose. I like this airport for some reason. All right, maybe. All right, so let's go ahead. We got to reset a few things. And actually, let's do this one at nighttime. Let's turn the lights down a little bit. But yeah, these levers right here, we cannot adjust these. These are only used by the co-pilot, and this increases the angle of the vertical thrusters. Whenever we give it more main engine, whenever we engage these and move them forward, these go forward as well. Whenever we pull back on these and this goes forward for power, these come up and start angling more and more and more. So this angle here, like 0 to 120, that's what shows up right here. The nozzle degree. The power is over here, but the angle is right here. So let's go ahead and set this course again. And here's that radio altitude I was talking about. So that comes in real handy. Oh, a 4-minute turn. Wow. That I just saw that for the first time. All right, so let's plug in 58 again. What up, Keith? We're going to do one more landing, and then we're going to jump into ATR. Hopefully you had a good Thirsty Thursday. All right, let's plug in the ILS info. And let's put on some lights. We're going to turn the lights down outside a little bit. Now, those are the only 3 interior lights I've seen in this airplane. I have not seen anything for here, like any kind of floodlight or anything. I did see there is a cabin light actually over here. But I don't know if that does anything like... Let's turn that all the way up and see what happens. All right. So let's go ahead and take off again. So we are going to push this button in again. We're going to wait for the engines to spool up. We can see the exhaust temperature getting hotter. We can see the RPMs kicking on. Yeah, Keith, I did about 30 landings in this airplane from last night to now. Practicing this because it made me so... Like, I wasn't that upset that I couldn't land it, but, you know... I like being able to, like, operate the plane properly, and it was kind of bothering me. Wow, that was a quick shower. Jesus. All right, so let's go ahead. So we got that set. Let's go ahead and engage the hover takeoff support. And now let's give it a little... Oh yeah, let's turn the lights down, actually. Let me see if that one cabin light did anything. No, that's for back there. Damn, I wish there was some sort of light for, like a floodlight for the thrusters. Huh. Oh well. All right. Let's I think this thing looks really cool at nighttime. I like this. This is a really cool airplane. Like there's been a lot of cool airplanes that have come out over this past year. I think this one's one of my favorites for sure. I say that about every airplane, really. Oh, it's my favorite. If you watch all my videos, every single video I say, oh, it's my favorite. If you feel the need to. All right, let's go ahead and give it some vertical thrusters. We can push that all the way forward so we take off. Let's push the yoke a little forward. Let's wait for our vertical speed to get up a couple hundred. Then we'll put the gear up and start giving it some main throttle, some main engine throttle. All right, let's go ahead and put the gear up. Let's give it some main thrusters and push forward a little bit. Still pushing forward. Let's reduce the vertical engines a little bit. Let's give it a little more main throttle. Let's reduce the vertical thrusters a bit more. And we can close them completely now. And let's pull back. Let's put the flaps up. Oh shit, I never changed the heading. Man, this is a slow dial, Jesus. Alright, let's put that on. Let's put heading mode on. Oh, down. Where's altitude mode? All right, altitude mode is on. And now let's turn our landing lights off. Man, that is cool how the moon's reflecting. That is dope. All right, let's pull back on our thrusters a bit because we're kind of overspeeding. I haven't tried this at nighttime yet. I've only been doing it during the day, but shouldn't really be much different. But we're going to go out, you know, 5 or 10 miles from the airport. Kind of close to the mountain range a little bit, and then we'll make a big U-turn and land again, and then we're gonna make our heading over to New Zealand and jump in a Air New Zealand ATR. I'm waiting for the ILS glide slope to get higher before we start really making our turn. Our radio altitude says we're about 3,500 feet above ground, so that's okay. We got 3 red lights. Gears up. But yeah, the pitch here, the angle of attack, and this nozzle degree dial are the 3 most important dials when you're doing any kind of hover maneuvering. All right, let me put the lights back on so we can all see the buttons when I push them. I'm getting ready to make a U-turn. Hit subscribe, hit that like button if you were ever so kind. I appreciate it. All right, we're gonna go just a little bit farther, and then we're gonna make our U-turn. Our big narwhal airplane. It doesn't it look like a narwhal, or like the top of a like the antenna from a what's it called? Like a big building. But I think it looks like a narwhal. One of those. I think that's called a narwhal. It's that whale that's got that huge, like, pointy snout like that. All right, I think we're pretty good to start turning. So let's slow down a bit. Were you flying this plane? Let's make our 4-minute turn. Yeah, I mean, I tried to land this plane a few times last night, hovering, and I couldn't grasp the concept of the balancing between the different engines. So I was kind of frustrated last night. So oh, I gotcha. Yeah, I think it was close to 30 was the number for the amount of times I tried to land. And I finally started getting it, like, towards the end. Newark's a cool airport, man. I got lost in that airport many years ago when I was a kid. That's a root beer, Gavin. Yep. Yeah. What's that? Do I need to do it right now? Hey, just send me a text message with it. Uh-huh. Oops. All right, let's go ahead and deactivate the autopilot. I hit Y on my controller. Let's engage the vertical engine button. Let's put the landing lights back down. And let's put our landing gear down and our flaps. High as fuck on approach. I wish I was high as fuck right now. Wish I was high as fuck. So we'll engage the vertical engines. We'll start using them as we get a little, maybe like halfway into the water. Right now, we're just going to let the main engines carry us. Let's put our flaps down again. Actually, you know what? We'll put a little bit of vertical engine in right now. Let me de-engage the parking brake so I can re-engage it later. Alright, so you can see our vertical speed's kind of constant. Our airspeed is slowing down a little bit. I'm reducing a little bit of the main thrusters right now. Just trying to keep our glide slope centered. I'm not worried about the, lining up with the runway. That'll be easy. I'm more worried about the vertical part of it. So you can see we're slowing down a little bit. Our vertical speed's about the same. Now to start descending, I want to start decreasing the main thrusters. So that's what I'm doing right now. Decrease, and you can see our vertical speed on the bottom right here. That's starting to go down a bit. Let's pull back a bit on the yoke so we can slow down as we're going down. There's a fair amount of turbulence out here today. Let's give it a little more main thruster. Now, when I say main thruster, I mean like the regular engines, not the vertical engines. Man, it's bumpy out here today. We need to get down a little bit. So let's reduce our vertical engines a little bit. That way we can get our glide slope a little more lined up with where it should be. I'm really watching this dial here, these two dials, and the radio altitude dial. That's kind of what I'm keeping all my kind of attention on. All right, let's reduce some of the main thrusters a little bit. Let's engage some more vertical engine. Slow down a little bit. We need to get down a little bit, so let's reduce our main thrusters a little bit more. And our vertical thrusters a little bit. Pull back a little bit, so we're almost okay with the glide slope. Let's give it a little bit of forward thrust. You know, the main thrusters. I don't want to hover over the water. So let's get our speed up a little bit. Now I'm going to pull them back a little bit again. So I just pulled back on the main thrusters. You can see our angle of attack is okay. That's helping us slow down. Alright, so we are pretty much lined up. You see the runway right in front of us right here. We're a little low, so let's give it some vertical thrust. And a little bit more main thruster. I like to hit the shore, you know, the shore of the lake here, or whatever this body of water is, right around 100 knots. I'm pulling back on the yoke still. But this will take some time. That guy from Inabuild who did the video that's out there right now on this, he was not lying about this takes practice. I thought this was going to be simple. I thought this was going to be simple. When I first got into this airplane, I'm like, oh man, it's going to be a piece of cake, man. It is not a piece of cake. It's getting easier now, but it's really, you gotta get the right key bindings that you're comfortable with. You gotta practice with the yoke, with the yaw, and the balance in between, you know, the forward engines and the vertical engines. So you can see our glide slope is still, whoa, our glide slope is still pretty good. Our angle of attack is pretty good. We're around 100 knots. Our vertical speed is, you know, a little bit low, you know, going down a little bit, which is good. All right, let's reduce our vertical engines a little bit. Yeah, man. These controls like to be tickled. That's for sure. You just gotta gently stroke them and just tickle them. ice cubes work, and gently blowing on them too. All right, let's pull back on the yoke. Let's give it a little more vertical thruster. So I just put the main engines on idle. I'm going to give it a little more vertical thrust. Pull back on the yoke so we can slow down a bit. And then I'm going to get ready to engage the landing assist feature that they have. You know, if I had like the like the HOTAS, you know, yokes and all these buttons that I could like remap and all that, I might not use some of the assist features, but when you're just using an Xbox controller and a mouse and keyboard, I'll take the help. All right, let's engage the assist feature. It's right here. Pulling back still descending. Let's give it a little more vertical thruster. Pull back a little bit. Let's get that angle of attack up closer to 10. See, our airspeed is coming down. We can hear the beeping of the navigation frequency. Let's put our parking brake back on. More vertical thruster. And this is a bit risky doing this from outside. A little more vertical thruster. Slow down our descent. I'm pulling back on the yoke still. Now I'm pushing forward a little bit. Pushing forward a little bit. A little more vertical. And kill the engines. And just like that, we are down. We tickled the controls. We blew on them a little bit. We put little ice cubes on them. And look at that, man. Soft, buttery. Soft and buttery. Yes, sir. So there you are. That's how to do a vertical landing. All right, let's jump into ATR. Yeah. Hit subscribe and hit that like button, bitch. Just do it. Don't think about it. Just do it. All right. Let me, there was an update I saw. Yeah, I was pretty, that was probably my best landing that I've done in that airplane so far. Thank you. All right, there's an update, but I don't know what airplane it's for. Let me see. Ah, okay, I don't need that. I don't need that tonight. All right, so we are now going to the ATR. And we are doing Air New Zealand. And it is ANZ. This is a real flight that took place a little earlier. 1771. And let's do live weather. Let me turn off photogrammetry for now. And I need to switch my controller back to my regular controller. So, all right, let's turn this off for now. And let me go to controller options. And yeah, I have a controller specifically set for that airplane. Now let me go back to my regular controller, which is sim rate. That's the normal one that I typically use on all the other flights. And let's go here, and let me type in the airport that we're doing. Let me pull up the flight plan. Let's pull up the flight plan. I know we're flying to Christchurch, but I forget where we're taking off from. NZNR. Yeah, Napier. And I believe it was Gate 8. Where's my little cheat sheet at? Gate 8. Yep. Alright, Gate 8. That's where we're taking off from. Let's click fly. Yeah, it's a fun plane to fly, man. I mean, like if you have $10 and you don't mind getting frustrated for a couple of days while you're learning it, it's probably the biggest learning curve I've had in this simulator so far. Outside of the Hindenburg. The Hindenburg's a whole nother beast. But as far as airplanes go, that last plane, that's been the biggest learning curve I've had so far. All right, let's click ready to fly, and let me set the correct time. This plane took off around 6:30 in the morning. All right. Let's go ahead and let's get our ground power unit connected. Let's go to aircraft. Oh, Grease, you missed it. You missed my perfect buttery vertical landing. No joke. I practiced about 30 times from last night. I just buttered. Just go back like 5 minutes and watch that buttery soft landing. All right, we got that going. Let's go ahead and at least turn on these lights for now. And then once we get the airplane started, they'll kick on. All right, let's put on the battery. And DC power and AC power. Hey, it's all good, man. You're here now. That's what matters. How was your day, my dude? Was it pretty good? All right, let's put on actually, yeah, we can put on the beacon light for now. And let's put on the arm 'em up signs. No devices. Yeah, man, that's right. The more subs, the more buttery. That's how it works. Wow. Sure is dark here. What is that behind me? Ish buildings. All right. Boy, it sure looks weird without lights in the airport. Man, I sure do miss lights. All right, let's bring our flight plan in. And let's set our flight plan. Let's come down here and click on NZNR. We're doing runway 34. And we are doing this departure right here. And Nixot is our transition. Let's click execute. And now let's go to our arrival in Christchurch. And we are doing ILS runway 20. So let's find that. Yeah, it's like the stupidest thing, man. It really is. All right, ILS 20. And we are doing Messy 7B. Messy 7B. And Odisi is our transition. Let's execute that. Very good. Yeah, it's just a money grab, man. It's stupid and it sucks, but all right, let's go initialize. Let's initialize our position. All right, let me look at the, I think the GPS position is the correct one, but let me look at the data on the sim brief chart here. Let me look at my coordinates. Yep, GPS is correct. Let's click sensors and return. Nav data is okay. Flight plan, we already got the flight plan. All right, weights, let's set our fuel and our payload. So let's set fuel. And let's set payload. Now let's go to payload. Let's go to load aircraft. Let's just do this passenger and cargo one. Let's start loading. And let's click close. And now let's come over here again and do weight. All right, that looks good. And performance initialization. Our cruising altitude this early morning here in New Zealand is going to be a whopping 16,000 feet. Wow, we are really climbing high in this thing today. 16,000 is our cruising altitude. And return and units, we have mag, we have feet, nautical miles, Celsius, and kilograms, and hectopascals, which is fine with me. Let's click return. Let's go back to our flight plan here. All right, let's run through a couple of these checklists here. All right, park and brake set. All right, altimeters. What are the altimeters? Currently it is ding, 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 ding. No METAR information found. All right, well, what is it in Christchurch? 1009. So let's just set it for 1009. Let's come here and set the barometer. All right, that's done. Landing elevation is automatic because we have this button. The source is the FMS. If we were to click it, then it would be manual, but we have it automatic. All right, fuel is fine. All right, power management is on takeoff. That's good. All right, CDLs, the cockpit door locks. Let's lock those. That's done. All right, FMS takeoff data. So let's come here. Let's click performance. Let's confirm our takeoff data. It's all in the green now, so that's all good. All right, trims, 3 axes. All right, we'll reset the trim as we get closer, but trim is okay for now. We'll fix this when we get everything started up. All right, let's put the tail prop on board and close up the doors. All right, I already put the seatbelt signs on and the beacon lights are already on. All right, and now we can use this arrow. Let's go down to normal procedure. Let's go Okay, that's the one I just did, so let's go back. All right, let's get ready to start up our engines. So first, let me talk to the ATC first and see what they got us doing for takeoff. All right, let's do depart south. Man. Why can't you just give me the runway I want? All right, 25. All right, let me change our flight plan. Damn it. All right, let's click on NZNR again. Let's click on runway. Let's go 25. No SID. What? All right, well, fuck it. We'll just do what we want to do. We'll just take off from runway 34 anyways. We'll just turn the ATC off. But I do have to go to runway 25 first. Oh, you know, actually, give me a second. Let me plug it into the map here. And see, maybe we'll just do runway 25. Give me a second. Let me get to the... Okay, runway... Let me get rid of this. Takeoff here, and let's plug in runway 25. Maybe it'll actually be a little... Maybe it'll be better for us. Let's plug in runway 25. Oh yeah, that's fine. It's only 30 miles to our first waypoint. Yeah, that's no big deal. Okay. All right, let's just do that then. Let me plug in the runway that they want us to use. Then we'll get our engine started up. All right, let's see here. Runway 25. Let's click execute. And let's get rid of some of these waypoints. So let's click clear. Let's get rid of this one. Execute. Let's click clear. Let's get rid of this one. Click clear. Get rid of this one. Execute. Click clear. Get rid of this one. We're gonna... Nixot's gonna be our first actual waypoint. And execute. Alright, there we go. Let's go to our map here. Zoom in a little bit. Oh yeah, there's runway 25 right here. That's nice and convenient. Works for me. Alright, let's go ahead and let's turn on the first engine. We're not going to do the APU deal tonight. I've done that the last couple episodes. So we're just going to start this engine up. So turn on fuel pump. Click start. All right, that's good. Let's go ahead and put this on feather. We can see it spinning. Let's go ahead and do number 2. Fuel pump on, starter on. That engine's rolling, so let's go ahead and feather. And now let's put number 2 on auto. Oil pressure's good. Engine pressure's good. All right, let's put this one on auto as well. And let's go ahead and get rid of our wheel chocks and our ground power units. All right, let's do our before taxi. Anti-icing alphas. Got it. So let's put on, just like Airbuses, anything with white lettering needs to be turned off or turned on. And let's go ahead and set this. All right, let's do our before taxi checklist. All right, that's good. That's closed. They're on auto. Anti-icing as required. TRU needs to be turned on. So in order to turn the TRU on, what we got to do is just move the thrusters a little forward. See, right now they're on this GI right here. Just move it forward just like a touch. Like that. And now we can turn the TRU on. So let's turn that on. And we never turned our oxygen on. Let's turn the oxygen on. Everything else is looking okay. Let's put our nav lights on. Let's put our logo lights on. All right, let's go ahead and put our flaps down. All right, flaps are down. Nose wheel steering is already on. There's a switch. Forget where the switch is, but it's always on. The nose wheel steering. And all right, that's done. All right, before taxi. All right, that's what we just did. Let's go down. Let's do taxi. All right, now we got to do a couple of things on this screen here, and then we'll taxi out. So first, let's click this SURV. Let's make sure our transponder is on, and our traffic system, that's on auto. Let's click nav. Come down here to ND only. Traffic is above. We have weather on. That's fine. So that all looks good. Let's run through our systems real quick, make sure they're good, and then we'll taxi out of here. So it says system. So let's click through. All right, everything looks good there. Everything looks good. All right, very good. Let's go back to map. And okay, brakes. Taxi and takeoff lights. Put our strobe lights on too since it's dark outside. And let's click yes, yes, and let's do our takeoff configuration test. That button is right down yonder, right here. Wonder what it's saying that for. Oh, it might be the trim. Let's adjust our trim. It's either the trim or the parking brake. Let's go to payload. Let's click set takeoff trim. Now our... Oh, hang on. Let me, I still got an assist feature on from the last airplane. Hang on a second. Trim. Turn that off. All right, now let me click that takeoff trim again. There we go. Now let's try the takeoff configuration button again. There we go. Now it's perfectly fine. Yeah, setting the trim to be automatic on the last airplane is like, I hated doing it, but it was necessary. All right, before takeoff. All right, let's get to the runway, and then we will go ahead and do that last checklist here. Release the parking brake. Let's get going. See what time it is. We took off. This plane took off around 6:30 this morning. God, I can't believe there's no more lights. What did they do? You're supposed to make the game better, not worse. You were supposed to be the chosen one. You were supposed to bring balance to the Force, not destroy it. With the gust, with that gust lock latched, taxiing is a bit of a pain in the ass. This doesn't look like a long enough runway for us. We'll soon find out. Sorry I made you sick. I'm sorry, Grease. I'm sorry I made you sick. I didn't mean it. All right, let's set our speed for automatic here. Bloop. Now it's in magenta, it's automatic. And we can put on the regular map now. So we know where we're going. Set it for 10 miles. Still got to turn weather on. We'll do that when we get lined up. Oh, are you throwing up because there's no runway, because there's no lights? Is that why you're throwing up? Because there's no lights around here? Crazy, man. It's really weird seeing airports like completely dark. How do I uninstall the latest update? How do I keep everything else and just erase the part with no lights? Haven't flown in New Zealand in a long time, so I'm kind of looking forward to this flight. I should use slew mode and just drag myself over there. So even though we got the gust lock in, I'm just holding in the throttle button. So we can get there sometime tonight. Rocket Man. Didn't they say we were supposed to take off on runway 25? Isn't that what they said? All right, I guess this is close enough. Let me turn around. All right, parking brake on. Let's turn down these lights a little bit. Let's go ahead and put our weather system on. All right, weather's on. All right, so taxi's done. Oh, we gotta do this again? All right, taxi's done, bitch. We already did that. Before takeoff. All right, that's done. Gust lock we can remove. Flight controls are good. All right, boost function. Airflow is fine. Cabin crew, let's let them know we're leaving. And all right, let's put on the rest of our lights and get out of here. And let's click nav. All right, let's roll. What's our V speed here? 113-ish. All right, let's go. Hopefully this is long enough. Yeah, we're landing at a handcrafted airport coming up. So when we land, we'll make sure it's dark and we'll check it out. Boy, this runway is barely long enough. All right, landing gear up. Let's make a turn. I never set the altitude. Shit.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
There we go. No wonder we weren't climbing. I forgot to set the altitude.
Too low terrain.
I know, bitch. I know. We're okay now.
Too low terrain.
And let's put our engines on climb. I was like, why is it saying too low terrain? Like, we just took off. But yeah, it makes sense now. I forgot to put the, forgot to put our altitude in. Let me see what our transition is here. It's probably like 5,000 feet. Let me see what it says. But yeah, we're going to a handcrafted airport. 13,000 feet. Yeah, the Christchurch airport's a handcrafted one. They're probably gone all over, I would think. I mean, it would be nice if they kept them at the handcrafted airports. We're into pipe. 5 by 5. Alright, after takeoff, landing gear is up. Flaps are good. We're in fly mode. And, alright, we can turn off taxi and takeoff lights. And altimeters are fine. We'll turn those off at 13,000 feet. Very good. About 10 degrees outside. We may have to put our icing equipment on here pretty soon. Oh yeah, I practice for, well, like I said in the beginning, I mean, I think, no joke, I did about 30 landings at that Friedrichshafen, I think that's how you pronounce it, Friedrichshafen airport. I made that loop. Just take off, hover takeoff into Dornier, hover takeoff, go about 10 miles out, make a U-turn, and hover land. And I did that close to 30 times today, between last night and tonight. I'm finally comfortable enough now landing like that now. Now I figured it out now. The balancing act between all the different everythings. Between the different engines, the throttles, the trim, the angle of attack. You know, the yaw, the yoke, the everything. All the everything. Oh, that's it, huh? Just 4 views? Yeah, I did 2 landings tonight. The first one was pretty good. The second one was straight butter. Like, straight butter. Like, I don't even think the suspension moved when I landed. Like, it was that, like, it was that good. Yeah, it was right before you got on tonight. Right before I started this flight. Now we gotta get ready and switch to standard pressure. So let's go back into cabin. Switch over to standard pressure. We're going to top off at 16,000 feet. And it's about a 2-hour flight. We're going to speed up as we go, but, you know, speed up the simulator. But I was looking at a couple of flights in South America. One, like off the coast of India, Air Mauritius or Mauritius. I was looking at an Air Serbia flight, an Olympic Air flight, a Tarim flight, a Vogue Pass flight, and then this New Zealand flight. And I was like, well, you know, I haven't flown to New Zealand in a long time. Their livery is pretty dope, and I don't have to download any third-party liveries to do this flight. So that was like the main thing. The flight was over an hour. That was like one box, and the other box was not downloading any third-party livery. Even though they're good, you know, I haven't had a problem with 2Pilot, but you know, the 2Pilot, the one who makes the a lot of the liveries that I have. But when I have a choice of keeping it vanilla, I keep it 100. I keep it 100. Anytime I get to fly over the land where Lord of the Rings was made and The Hobbit, I'm cool with that. I know they didn't really, you know, I don't think they did this part of New Zealand, but still, it was in New Zealand. Yep. Second one was good. Yep. Vanilla all the way, straight vanilla. Yeah, I was so frustrated with that hover landing last night and today when I was practicing, but I just kept at it and just kept practicing. And that video from Inabuilds helped me a lot too. You know, it wasn't real descriptive with what he was doing, but he said enough to where I kind of understood what he was doing when he was landing. But yeah, I finally started getting the hang of it. I think setting the trim to be automatic helped quite a bit too. But you know, there's just with an Xbox controller, it's like there's only so much you can do with that controller. You know, I think once I set the trim to be automatic on that flight, then, and I reset the yaw dampeners, the yaw control. So usually the rudder is the triggers. I deactivated that and just made it straight yaw. So now instead of the rudder turning like the whole airplane, it would just be like yaw where it was. But anyways, I got it set to where I was comfortable. And oh, we got to go back inside. We got to switch this to cruise mode. And we can change our TCAS system now. So let's click on that and go TCAS. No, TCAS is automatic. Let's go nav and let's go normal. All right, while we're up here, let me... I don't know why it's saying our cruise profile should be 171, but that's not right. Let's deactivate the automatic feature. We don't need that right now. Let's just put in our own... We'll just put our own limit in, like 230. That's just a reference point right now. That's not going to do anything automatic-wise. All right, let me sync our heading. All right, let me look at our... what's going on for our descent. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with that airplane too. I was saying that at the beginning of this episode tonight that like, yeah, I hear you. Oh, flight discontinuity. We got to get rid of that. Let's click clear and let's get rid of that. And let's click the altitude button here. Yeah, I I don't know how it's going to be now with the lights missing. That was, it was so cool having lights all over the. Anyways, we'll see what happens. I really don't, you know, if it's like 50 cents an airport and you can buy it as a bundle, maybe. But man, if they're going to charge like $5 or $10 an airport, they can suck it. Like I will just have to deal with not having lights. All right, let's see here. Msfs, that's correct. That's 11,000. Abgo is 6,000. CH409 is that. That's good. All right, ODC is 3,000, but the speed is wrong. So let's click here. And we're actually going to put a speed constraint in because it's a max of 210 there. So 210. Hit execute. And let's go back. Oh, wind. Never knew you could put wind in there. That's cool. All right. So now we got. See, I put a speed constraint in. Now, why is it not? Okay, it's in there. It's just not showing. Okay. And let me look at our landing. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm not buying third-party airport lights. No way. No way. Yeah, yeah, exactly. All right, everything else looks fine. So let's go ahead and let me actually, you know what, while we're here, let's just plug in our frequency for our landing tonight. So we have 110.3. So 110.3. And we'll do this. We'll do 115.3. Oops, 0.3 as standby. That's the local, that's the VOR station there at Christchurch. And we'll set nav 2 for the same frequency as well. Oh, you know what? I wonder if that'll change the speed here. Let me see here. Nope, it didn't. Oh yeah, X-Plane's got some good night lighting. Absolutely. Yep. Yes, they do. That's for sure. Yeah, I just can't believe that they're going to make people pay for night light. I mean, for airport lighting. That is like it's the craziest thing. It's like the cheapest biggest slap in the face you could give, you know, us dedicated simmers. Like, taking it away. We've had it for years, and now you're just going to take it away. Like, I still want to play with that ball. You know what I mean? Like, it's my favorite ball. I like the airports at night. That's some of the best thing about this simulator is how it looks at nighttime. But my speed's really bouncing a little bit, man. It must really be windy here. Yeah, it's crazy. But I was saying in the beginning of the show tonight that that new airplane, the the Do 31. That's the most fun I've had with an airplane in this simulator in a long time. It's not just one you can just jump in and go. Like, there's a learning curve to it, and like, it's a fun plane, man. I really enjoy flying that plane. I like it so much that I think I'm ready to buy the Osprey with the aircraft carriers, because now that I've done the vertical takeoff deal, now let's try the Osprey with those huge propellers. Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, usually there's two tires on each landing gear. We're gonna give you one tire, and then you can buy a set of tires for $15. Oh, thanks, Microsoft. Thank you. Thank you for allowing us to buy tires. So stupid. It's gay. 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 On a positive note, if what Inabuilds did with this new airplane, if that's a sign of things to come with the airplanes coming out that Microsoft backs, it's going to be a very exciting year. Like, if that's the level of airplane that's going to be coming out. Now, there's some things I wish that airplane did have. Like, I wish some of the buttons were usable, and, you know, like, I wish that there was a little bit more to some of it, but like, overall, the plane is a dream. And if that's the way that Microsoft is going to be doing things with airplanes, at least, that's going to be awesome. My 737 has a pretty big update from TMDG. I wonder what's going to be updated with that. I didn't update it yet. I just saw the update before I jumped in this plane. We don't need lights, Microsoft. Good job. Yay. Yay, Microsoft. What is our course for? What is our delicious final course tonight? 196. After we make our turn, I'm gonna program the localizer for tonight. Let's go 1x. All right, let me slow down again. Let's go back to regular speed. I'm surprised the anti-ice, like the icing feature, I'm surprised that didn't come on yet. I mean, we're at -2. Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with not putting it on. It's just weird. Usually it'd be on by now. Alright, variable broken clouds at 2,000. Broken clouds at 1,200. I don't see any wind gusts. That's good. No, no wind gust. Works for me. Now let's make this turn and then we'll increase our sim speed a little bit. Oh, thanks, Microsoft. Where's my lights? I love the ATR, man. It's such a fun plane to fly. Wait a minute. Fun plane to fly. Not fun play to fly, or whatever I just said. Man, I've been stuck at like 450 some subscribers for like a week now, man. It's crazy. I had a really good like streak of growth, and it's like all kind of fizzled out. It is what it is. You know, if I continue to get subscribers, that's fine. If I don't, it's fine too. But I'm hoping that with some of the new stuff that's coming out, you know, it'll attract some people. Oh, I saw something move, Grease. I saw one of the speed brakes move on this airplane. I've never seen that before. Unless it was a glitch. But this one right here just flexed up a little bit. Man, New Zealand's such a pretty country. I don't know, these mountains could be where part of Lord of the Rings was filmed. I kind of forget now, it's been so long, but I mean, like, there's snowy mountains. I know they had some snow-covered mountains, and here's other mountains. Maybe, I don't know, maybe this is some of the mountain range that was used. Alright, let's go a little 1x action. I wonder when our top of descent is. $162 miles. All right, let's go ahead and get ready to slow down again. All right, let's slow down our speed. There we go. Oh, that's cool. You know, it's been weird. Like, it would say like the last few days, like I would get up to like 455, and then like later in that day it would go back down by 2. So yeah, you know what? I really got to do that. Especially with some of the landings I've had lately, man, with being upside down. Like, I've had some... Oh, I didn't record those today. Shit. I had some really funny landings today when I was trying the hover landing deal. Yeah, the shorts, you are right. I gotta, you know... I'll look into that tonight. I know there's a way to do it from the video, but I just... The last time I looked, I was on a mobile device. I got to get on my my computer and check it out. Yeah, I'm real excited for the Caravel, the 777 when that comes out, the 777. I wish they would bring that Chinook helicopter here. Like, I really would like to get that. But I'm really thinking about getting that Osprey. Now that I've flown that other, you know, the Dornier, the new airplane from Inabuilds, I really want to try that Osprey out on an aircraft carrier. And I think that's Miltech Sims, or something like that. They make really good stuff too. Miltech. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. You almost have to clickbait them. Like, naked girl on runway. And then it's just like an airplane, you know, flipping over. Can't believe he got arrested for this. And then, like, landing the Concorde without any wheels. Yeah. So many of those shorts are clickbait, man. It's amazing how many videos are actually on YouTube where the thumbnail has nothing to do with the video. Crazy. Just so they can get views. I understand why they do it. I just, like, I don't know if I would ever do something like that. Alright, let me set our course for our approach. So let's go ahead and sync our heading. Let's go into heading mode. Let's put this on VILS1. And now let's change our course so we can get to 196. Which ironically is our heading right now. I think that says 196. Yep. Alright, so that's good. And let me check nav 2 over here. No, he should be on 196 also. Alright, very good. So that's done. Let's go back into FM1 and click nav. We'll put him in FM2. We have 136 miles and 2-hour descent. So let's go back into sped up mode because we got 40 some miles. So let's increase our sim speed. Cool. Yeah, I take your word for it. I've thought about doing shorts for a while. I just, you know, I think about it and then it kind of gets put on the back burner. You know how it goes. Like, you start getting busy with other stuff and then you kind of forget about it. And I also got, you know, like I got my work, then I have my kids. And, like, you know, it's just, sometimes it gets a little overwhelming and I just kind of forget. That can't be the localizer that we're picking up already. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. Look, man, his ass is shaking. Look at that. He's got a little wiggle to it. A little wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. So they got a sale on Xbox right now. I'm thinking about getting GTA 5. That's like my favorite game of all time. They got it on sale for like $14 right now, like the Platinum Edition or Premium Edition or whatever. And they also have the new Star Wars lightsaber game. What was that? The one with Cal Kestis. I don't know. I remember. Whatever it's called, Jedi Survivor or whatever it's called. They got that on sale for like $30 right now. I'm thinking about getting it, but I don't know. Like I really like the first Jedi, not Jedi Survivor, whatever the other one was called that came out years ago. Like I really like that game a lot. So I'm really thinking about pulling the trigger on that Survivor game and playing it. So I think it's so cool being able to use a lightsaber. There was a game that was on like the original Xbox. I think it was called like Obi-Wan Kenobi or something like that. That was probably like the most fun I ever had in a Star Wars game. You ran around as Obi-Wan Kenobi and you had Qui-Gon Jinn with you on the missions as well. And you two pretty much just ran through like the first movie. But it was a video game. It was awesome. And that Battlefront that was out back then too, like in 2003 or 2004, that was a really good Battlefront game too. That one was great. The new one sucked. But that one that came out like 20 years ago was so much fun. Heard they're making a new Star Trek movie. It's going to be a prequel of the latest rendition of Star Trek. I really like those new Star Trek movies that came out like over the last 10 years. With like the new Captain Kirk and the new Spock and all them. Those are some good movies, man. The first movie was great. The second movie with Benedict Cumberbatch was really good. The third one was with that zebra face lady. But the other two were great. With Khan. Khan! Alright, let's reduce our speed just in case we have a little bit of a turn. We can't really make turns effectively in sped up mode. It doesn't our system does not like it. Uh-oh, what's going on here? Wow. That's crazy. Wow. That's cool. Sounds like it was a funny video. I don't recall you having any videos on your channel. I think I tried when I made you a mod. I think I looked and I didn't see any. How can that video alone get him monetized? I thought if you had a short. Oh yeah, you had to have over a certain amount of. Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. Let me borrow that video for like a week. Send me the video. Let me upload it for a week. No, that's cool, man. Good old Air Kiwi. Nobody on board. Just a bunch of invisible zombies. Well, at least there's a cabin on this one. Oh my god, nobody's flying the plane. Oh, we got Why are there? Oh, I forgot to switch my avatars. We got military guys taking over the plane. What's up, Boots? No step, danger, heated probe. Static ports do not plug or deform holes. Area within red line must be smooth and clean. And all the words are so clear. Wow, even the words on here are clear. Jesus, X, look at all these teraflops. That's all them teraflops. That's why we can read this right now. All 12,000 teraflops. Or 13 million teraflops, sorry. No, I was just kidding, man. I was just kidding about the video. Hopefully you knew that. But if you didn't know it, now you do. Alright, we got 81 to our descent. Let's increase our speed of our... Oh, you got 71 miles? Yeah. Let's go 1x. A little 1x action. A little 1x. Hopefully navigation doesn't deactivate again like it did a few minutes ago. This plane, every once in a while, this plane, you'll just start to see the plane just start going to the side. And you're like, wait, what's going on? Oh, the navigation's off again. Every once in a while, navigation will just like, yeah, just kick off. I wonder where Frank's been lately, man. I mean, I thought making him a mod again, I thought like, you know, like he was cool again, but I don't know, man. Maybe he's like upset about something again. Where are you, Frank? I miss all the, you know, all the sabotaging the chat. Where are you at? All the diarrhea being spilt all over the chat. Spam in the chat. Good old Frank. Man, this is such a fun plane to fly. I love flying this plane. I do gotta say though, that new plane really surprised the hell out of me. Like, I know Builds makes good stuff. I did not expect that plane to be like that much of a learning curve. Like, I did not expect that at all. Oh yeah, he could be. Maybe he failed that test. Oh, he did say he was moving to Chicago, didn't he? Maybe he's like in the middle of moving and he can't, like, I don't know. Yeah, I remember that one night he was like trying to get me to talk to him off the stream. And I'm like, dude, you're 12. I'm like, nah, that's not happening. Like, if you want to talk on here, like, I'll talk to you, but like, I'm not talking to you outside of a show. Like you're 12 years old, kid. Like, that's how people get arrested. Like, I got nothing to say to you. Like, no thank you. I think ever since that night that I told him that, like, he's been a little strange, like, on the stream. Like, when he's been on, he's been real defensive and, like, real, like, I don't know, just always seems like he has a chip on his shoulder about something. I don't know. He gets his panties in a bunch real quickly. No. That's true. Yeah, I forget what he was trying to get me to do. Was he trying to like to have me come up to New York and like hang out, or he was talking about coming down here? So I forget what it was. It made me kind of uncomfortable. I'm like, man, I'm 46 years old, dude. Like. Like, no, thank you. Yeah, that's true. You can say whatever the hell you want, man, and nobody's getting to you. Even if they could get over to Greece, who the hell knows what island you're on? Got like a million islands over there. They'll be searching forever. It'd be like that guy trying to... Remember in Red Dead 2, when you got to like the second city, you met this guy who was looking for his friend, and the whole game he was looking for his friend, like the whole game. That would be kind of like if Frank went over to Greece trying to find you. He would be like that guy by the end of the game, where like his nails are super long, his hair's like all the way down to his feet, he's aged like 40 years. He's like, I'm still trying to find Greece. like Greece is right here. No, I'm trying to find him. And he's like, no, it's right here. You're in Greece. Like, no, I'm trying to find Greece. Like, Greece is right here. Oh, there's our top of descent. Well, hello, top of descent. What do we got to go down to today? About 1,700 feet. All right, let's take ourselves out of sped up mode. Let's put ourselves at 11,000 feet. Actually, I'll just put us down to 1,700. And then we'll just activate VNAV. Alright, that's our capture point right there. And 13,000 feet's our transition, so we got to remember that. Let me refresh the METAR. The METAR. Alright, performance. Landing data. Dry, so we're looking at 113. Go around speed is 127, so 113 is still our approach speed. 113. Let me look at this real quick. Go to performance. You know, I've never really adjusted these parameters for takeoff. Like, I never saw a reason to it. We were just talking about you, Frank. We were like, where's Frank? We're like, where did Frank go? All right, let's bring up our top of descent checklist. All right, we got that. Landing elevation is automatic. Yep, we just did that check. Our decision height, that's a good question. What is our decision height? 200. So let's program our decision height. All right, decision height's 200. arrival briefing. I let Karen know what's going on, so we're straight. And let me zoom in just a touch. All right, we should be making a turn here coming up. Here we go. And we'll have our top of descent coming up here momentarily. Seven miles. Shit, I'm just going to put us in VNAV now. If we start descending a little early, I'm okay with that. All right, VNAV path. Aviation was here in the beginning. All right, let's go back to manage speed and see what they say we should. 170. Yeah, aviation was here in the beginning. All right, we should be beginning our descent any moment now. Oh, you know, I never put photogrammetry back on. Let's put that back on. Turned it off right before this flight. There's really not much to the engines to look at. I don't know. Let's reduce our thrusters a bit. We're going down. Actually, let me do something here. Let me pull back these condition levers to auto. That'll help us slow down a bit. Yeah, man, I missed the diarrhea of the diarrhea in the chat. All the chat spamming. No, I was just wondering where you've been, because I don't think I've seen you the last few times. So I didn't know if you were, like, already moved, or if you got arrested, you know, or if you, like, got kicked out and, like, you're now living in Haiti. Just curious. Well, yeah. I didn't know what happened to you. I was just shooting out ideas. You know, you seem like a bit of a hothead, so, you know, who knows? Somebody says something to you the wrong way, you know, you might, you know, lay one on them. And then you get arrested. Well, actually, in New York, they just release you anyway, so, yeah, you probably would have been back online later that night. You could literally kill somebody in New York, and you'll be back on the street later that day. Well, if you ever find a way to bang a girl from a video game, you probably would be the first person in history to figure that one out. Oh, look, a checklist. We already did this. We already did this checklist, guys. Let's do it again. I was flying a military plane before, and I just forgot to switch them back over. I guess I can switch them now. Yeah, I was flying a military plane earlier. Is it this one, or is it accessibility? Or is it miscellaneous? Yeah, here we go. Okay. I don't like any of these pilots. Where's all the white people? There we go. There we go. Where's all the white people? All right. Thanks, Frank. Thanks for the assist. Oh yeah, we got to change our traffic system. Let's go to nav. Let's go here. Let's go below. And we got to set our altimeter. That's one. Let me see if it's still 1009. Let's see here. Yep, 1009. Uh, 182. Oh no, that's not it. It's our wind gust here. 070 and 1 knot. So we got 070/01/0. And we got 1009. 15,000 feet. Let's see if we can change this. No, I don't think you told me. I haven't talked to you in a few days, so. Oh, don't start getting all twisted so quickly, Frank. You just got here. What? He likes to eat raw chicken? Okay. All right, let's switch into heading mode. And let's switch our source to ILS-1. Wow. He destroyed your stuff. What kind of father is that? At least he was honest about it. At least he was like, well, I don't know. You probably did it, Frank. Like, at least he was honest about it. Well, that's good. It works. All right, let's click approach. Whoa, we picked up the glide scope and are in the localizer already. Jesus Christ. That was quick. I didn't expect to pick it up that quickly. How far out are we? 11 miles. Hey, Grease, when we land, I will turn the lights off again outside and see what it looks like. Because I believe this is one of those handcrafted airports. All right, let me hold the altitude. Click approach again. There we go. Better eat your vegetables, little Frank, and go to sleep. Hey, man, I had a bedtime when I was your age, too, man. All right, let's tell the cabin crew what we're doing. Landing gear down. Flaps. Power management takeoff. TLU speed low. Icing and external lights are on. Alright, very good. There's really no good camera angle, so we'll just leave it in this one. Go ahead and put our final flaps down. I don't know. I don't know what kind of mod you are. I just clicked on your name and it said make you a mod, and that's what I did. Probably regular, I would think. I don't know. I don't know if anybody's a high mod. I don't know. I'd have to look. I don't know. I think everybody's like a regular mod. Get wrecked, son. I'm on top. That's funny. Hello, Christchurch.
Twenty. 10.
I don't know if I see lights. I'll check another airport after this one too. You know, like Frankfurt or Heathrow or JFK, something big. But no, I don't really see lights here either. I mean, it's got these little lights on the side here, which is... Alright, so it's got the little blue lights. Let's check another airport. And then we're gonna call tonight. Actually, I like that, having the light off. That was much better. Much better. I'm gonna do that more often. Alright, let's take a big airport. Let's try it. Let's try Atlanta. CV Honey. Whatever. I don't know what that means, but okay. Okay. If you say so. Come on. Come on. Oh, I didn't mean to start on the runway. Hang on. Hey, there's lights here. Oh, Greece. We got lights at Atlanta. Let's check another airport. Is there an airport you want me to check, Greece? I'll check like one or two more. And then it's a wrap till tomorrow. Yeah, lights. Big lights. Let's check Heathrow. Hey, look, what's an Air New Zealand ATR doing in London? Well, it's a funny story. Let's see. Let me see if there's mo lights. Mo lights in London. Yeah, all right, Frank. See you later. Thanks for stopping by for a few minutes. Appreciate it. Yeah, it looks like handcrafted have lights. That's good. I feel a little better that that's the case. If that really is the case. Let's see if we can go 2 for 2. Whoa! It is foggy. All right, let's make it dark. Let's make it dark o'clock. And let's close this down. And let's go outside. Ta-da! Lights. Handcrafted lights. So yeah, it looks like handcrafted airports have lights. That makes me feel better. That makes me feel better. All right, I think I'm going to end it there. So good, handcrafted lights. I'm okay with that. So I will be back tomorrow night with a brand new episode. I'm sitting there turning my mic down. I'm still talking to you guys. Sorry about that. I'm sitting here packing up and I'm still talking. I'll be back tomorrow night, like 7:30, 8 o'clock, somewhere in that area. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm probably going to do some sort of jet, like the 737 or the new Neo. There is an update on this 737. I don't know what it is, but I'm kind of curious, and I don't know if it's going to adjust anything. But the update's 2.5 gigabytes, so it's half the size of the regular plane. So I don't know what, I don't know what the update is, but so we'll do something tomorrow night. We'll do something fun. Yeah, handcraft is the way to go. If you want lights, handcraft is the way to go, that's for sure. So, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Any questions about any of these airplanes, hit me up. If I don't know the answer, I'll make it up. Maybe. And, or I'll ask Greece, and then I'll get back to you. But, I will see y'all tomorrow on the next episode of the Airplane Show. Have a good Friday, and I will see y'all in about 22 hours.